Uzziah king of Judah. Then all the people of Judah took Uzziah, who was 16 years old, and made him king in place of his father Amaziah. He was one of who rebuilt Elas and restored it to Judah after Amaziah rested with his ancestors. Uzziah was 16 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 52 years. His mother's name was Jechoriah. She was from Jerusalem. He did what was right in the eyes of the Lord, just as his father Amaziah had done. He sought God during the day of Zechariah, who instructed him in the fear of God. As long as he sought the Lord, God gave him success. He went to war against the Palestinians and broke down the walls of Gath, Jabneh, and Ashdod. He then rebuilt towns near Ashdod and elsewhere among the Palestinians. God helped him against the Palestinians and against the Arabs who lived in Gur-Baal and against the Meunites. The Ammonites brought the tribe to Judah, and his fame spread as far as the border of Egypt because he had become very powerful. Uzziah built towers in Jerusalem at the corner gate, at the valley gate, and at the angle of the wall. And he fortified them. He also built towers in the wilderness and dug many cisterns, because he had much livestock in the foothill and in the plain. He had people working his field and vineyard in the hills and in the fertile land, for he loved the soil. Uzziah had a well-trained army, ready to go out by divisions according to their numbers estimate, mustered by Jair, the secretary, and Maaseiah, the officer under the direction of Hananiah, one of the royal officials. The total number of family leaders of the fighting men was 2,060. Under their command was an army 30,000, 7,500 men, 3,007,500 men, trained for war. A powerful force to support the king against his enemy. Uzziah provided shield, spear, helmet, coat of armor, bow, and slingstone for the entire army. In Jerusalem, he made divides invented for use on the tower and on the corner defense so that soldiers could shoot arrow and hurl large stone from the walls. His fame spread far and wide, for he was greatly helped until he became powerful. But after Uzziah became powerful, his pride led to his downfall. He was unfaithful to the Lord his God, and entered the temple of the Lord to burn incense on the altar of incense. Azariah the priest with 80 other courageous priests of the Lord followed him in. They confronted King Uzziah and said, "It is not right for you, Uzziah, to burn incense to the Lord. That is for the priests, the descendants of Aaron, who have been consecrated to burn incense. Leave the sanctuary, for you have been unfaithful, and you will not be honored by the Lord God." Uzziah, who had a censer in his hand, ready to burn incense, became angry. While he was raging at the priests in their presence before the incense altar in the Lord's temple, leprosy broke out on his forehead. When Azariah, the chief priest, and all the other priests looked at him, they saw that he had leprosy on his forehead. So they hurried him out. Indeed, he himself was eager to leave because the Lord had afflicted him. King Uzziah had leprosy until the day he died. He lived in a separate house, leprous and banned from the temple of the Lord. Jotham, his son, had charge of the palace and governed the people of the land. The other events of Uzziah's reign, from beginning to end, are recorded by the prophet Isaiah, son of Amoz. Uzziah rested with his ancestors, and he buried near them in the cemetery that belonged to the kings, for people said he had leprosy. And Jotham, his son, succeeded him as king. Jotham, king of Judah. Jotham was 25 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 60 years. His mother's name was Jerusha, daughter of Zadok. He did what was right in the eyes of the Lord, just as his father Uzziah had done. But unlike him, he did not enter the temple of the Lord. The people, however, continued their corrupt practices. Jotham rebuilt the upper gate of the temple of the Lord and did extensive work on the wall at the hill of Ophel. He built towns in the hill country of Judah and forts and towers in the wooded areas. Jotham waged war against the king of Ammonites and conquered them. They year the Ammonites paid him 100 talents of silver, 10,000 cores of wheat, and 10,000 cores of barley. The Ammonites brought him the same amount also in the second and third years. Jotham grew powerful because he worked steadfastly before the Lord his God. The other events in Jotham's reign include all his war and the other things he did was written in the book of the kings of Israel and Judah. He was 25 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 16 years. Jotham rested with his ancestors and was buried in the city of David, and Ahaz his son succeeded him as king. Ahaz, king of Judah. Ahaz was 20 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 60 years. Unlike David his father, he did not do what was right in the eyes of the Lord. He followed the ways of the king of Israel and also made idol for worshipping the Baals. He burned sacrificed in the valley of Ben Hinnom and sacrificed his children in the fire, engaging in the detestable practices of the nations the Lord had driven out before the Israelites. He offered sacrifice and burned incense and the high place on the hilltops and under every spreading tree. Therefore the Lord his God delivered him into the hand of the king of Aram. The Arameans defeated him and took many of his people as prisoners and brought them to Damascus. He was also given into the hand of the king Israel, who inflicted heavy casualties on him. In one day, Pekah, son of Ramaliah, killed 120,000 soldiers in Judah, because Judah had forsaken the Lord, the God of their ancestors. Zikri, an Ephraimite warrior, killed Manasseh, the king's son. Azrikam, the officer in charge of the palace, and Elkanah, second to the king, the men of Israel took captive from their fellow Israelites who were from Judah 200,000 wives, sons and daughters. They also took a great deal of plunder, which they carried back to Samaria. But prophet of the Lord named Obed was there, and he went out to meet the army when it turned to Samaria. He said to them, because the Lord, the God of your ancestors, was angry with Judah, he gave them into your hands, but you have slaughtered them in a rage that reaches to heaven. And now you intend to make the men and women of Judah and Jerusalem your slaves. But aren't you also guilty of sins against the Lord your God? Now listen to me, send back your fellow Israelites you have taken as prisoners, for the Lord's fierce and anger rests on you. Then some of the leaders of Ephraim, Azariah son of Jehohanan, Berechiah son of Meshillemoth, Jehikiah son of Shallum, and Amasa son of Hadlai confronted those who were arriving from the war. You must not bring those prisoners here, they said, or we will be guilty before the Lord. Do you intend to add to our sin and guilt? For our guilt is already great, and his fierce anger rests on Israel. So the soldiers gave up the prisoners and plunder in the presence of the officials and all the assembly. The men designated by name took the prisoners, and from the plunder they clothed all who were naked. They provided them with clothes and sandals, food and drink, and healing balms. All those who were weekday for the donkey, so they took them back to their fellow Israelites at Jericho, the city of Farm, and returned to Samaria. At the time, King Ahaz sent to the kings of Assyria for help. The Edomites had again come and attacked Judah and carried away prisoners. While the Philistines had raided towns in the foothills and in the Negev of Judah, they captured and occupied Beth Shemesh, Aijalon, the Gederos, as well as Soku, Timnah, and Jimjo. With their surrounding villages, the Lord had humbled Judah because of Ahaz, king of Israel, for he had promoted weakness in Judah and had been most unfaithful to the Lord. Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria, came to him, but he gave him trouble instead of help. Ahaz took some of the of the things from the temple of the Lord, and from the royal palace, and from the officials, and presented them to the king of Assyria. But that did not help him. In his time of trouble, King Ahaz became even more unfaithful to the Lord. He offered sacrifices to the gods of Damascus, who had defeated him, for he thought, since the God of the king of Aram have helped them, I will sacrifice to them, so they will help me. But they were his downfall and the downfall of the Israel. Ahaz gathered together the furnishings from the temple of the Lord and cut them in pieces. He shut the doors of the Lord temple and set up altars at every street corner in Jerusalem. In every town in Judah he built high places to burn sacrifices to other gods and aroused the anger of the Lord, the God of his ancestors. The other events of his reign and all his ways from beginning to end are written in the book of the kings of Judah and Israel. Ahaz rested with his ancestors and was buried in the city of Jerusalem, but he was not placed in the tombs of the king of Israel. And Hezekiah his son succeeded him as king.